Hello Kita Queens and Kita Beauty Tees. I'm back with another client tutorial, and I wanted this video to be a drugstore video so bad, but unfortunately it is not. But we're jumping straight into it. I'm starting this tutorial off by cleaning my model's face, and in this video I am going to be showing y'all a lot of the products that I use. First, I'm going in with this Nika K eyebrow pencil, and this is in the shade Black Brown, and I'm going to be using this to outline her eyebrows. If you've watched any of my other client tutorials, then you know when it comes to eyebrows, I love to extend the front of them. But since my client has pretty thick eyebrows, I'm just going to extend the bottom and I'm going to leave the top alone. Now that both of the brows have been outlined, I'm going to start filling them in from the back and working my way to the front. And as I said, y'all, my client has very thick and pretty eyebrows, so it's not really much I'm going to have to do as far as filling them in. I'm just working this eyebrow pencil into the sparse areas, and then I'm brushing everything out with the spoolie just to make sure it's all blended. For the front of her brows, I'm going to be going in with a lighter eyebrow pencil, and it's going to be in the shade light brown. I like to take a lighter one at the front just to make it easier to blend into the back. Before I move on to cleaning up her eyebrows, I'm taking this clear eyelash glue and I'm just brushing this throughout her brows, and I'm going to be using this as an eyebrow gel to lay down her eyebrows. So now I'm taking this spoolie and I'm just using it to press all the hairs down. Clean up her eyebrows, I'm going to be trying out this new brush, y'all. It's from the Sassy and Chic collection, and I purchased this from the Dollar Tree, y'all, and I gave y'all an up close view of what it's looking like. And since I purchased it from the Dollar Tree, y'all know it was only $1, okay? And I'm going to be taking these two e.l.f. concealers and I'm going to be using them on the bottom. First, I'm going in with the lighter shade and I'm using it to clean up under her arch, and I just want y'all to pay attention because look how crisp and precise this brush is. I used it straight out the pack. I didn't do anything to it, and like I said, y'all, this was only $1, okay? So if you are looking for a good brush to clean up the brows, I recommend you check out your local Dollar Tree. And if you live in my city, you might as well not even waste your time, because after I saw how good this brush was, girl, I went back and got the whole rack. So sorry about that, may have to order it offline. But yeah, now I'm taking the darker shade and I'm using it to clean up the remaining area underneath her eyebrows. Before I move on to cleaning up the top of her brows, I'm going to take this dense eyeshadow brush and I'm using it to buff these concealers out. Although I said this was not a drugstore video, I did use a lot of drugstore and beauty supply store products. So moving on, I'm using this Nika K concealer to clean up the top of her brows. Yes, I did go in with 3 concealers for this video, y'all. I don't know what was up with me. I don't never do this. I usually normally use 2, but the brows came out so good. Okay, they came out very, very neat. Y'all, please excuse my elbow. I know it's a little ashy, you know, it's a little crusty, but just pay attention to the brow because this is the result, okay? This is one nice clean brow. Now I'm going back in with that buffing brush and I'm using it to buff out that Nicka K concealer, and once it's all blended, I'm just going to move on to cleaning up the other side. Now that the brow is clean, I'm gonna go ahead and buff out those concealers. I take whatever excess concealer is left on that brush and I'm just going to press it at the front of her eyebrows just to blend them out more. Now I'm taking my e.l.f. Camo concealer and I'm going to be using this as an eyeshadow base. So I'm taking about a dime size on her eye, and then I'm going to buff it out using that same brush that I used to buff out her eyebrows. I know some of y'all would probably like to know what type of buffing brush that I'm using, but unfortunately this brush is very old, so it doesn't have a label on it or any type of branding on it, and I ordered it from AliExpress a very long time ago, so I can't even find the link for y'all. But hopefully in another video I can show y'all some buffing brushes that I recommend. But I'm starting this look off with the Spectrum palette from Profusion, and I'm taking the shade Ember, which is like that reddish brown shade, and I'm just going to be packing this on the outer edge of her eye. This shade is going to serve as our transition color, so I'm packing it on using this eyeshadow blending brush. The Spectrum palette is really like my favorite drugstore eyeshadow palette that I've ever purchased. Y'all can find this palette at your local Walmart and it's only $5, so get into it, okay? Get into it. Now I'm taking this deeper brown eyeshadow from my Fantasy palette. I ordered this off Amazon. If you've been with me for a while, then you know I call this my knockoff James Charles palette because that's what it's giving. But I'm taking that color and I'm packing it right on top of the first shade that we used just to deepen it up a little bit more. If you have the James Charles palette, you can use that too. Any one of them will work. But a link for this palette will be in the description box down below. Next, I'm going in with this orange shade, which is Beats, and I'm applying this to her lids using this blending brush. And this color had a lot of fallout, y'all. Like, this has an extreme amount of fallout, but you know, it's work wittable. If that's the only little con, I'll take it, okay? Because the palette was only $5, so yeah, get into it. I took a little bit more of my e.l.f. concealer on this buffing brush and I just applied it to the inner corners of her eye. I wanted them to be very white, so that's why I decided to go in with the concealer first. And this concealer dries very fast, so make sure you do one eye at a time. Now I'm taking a matte white eyeshadow from that Fantasy palette and I'm just pressing this right on top of the concealer. I'm taking my black Wet n Wild liquid liner and I'm going to use this to just line her eyes. I'm doing an angled line, so it's going to be thicker on the end and thinner towards the inner corner of her eye. Now I'm going back in with that dark brown eyeshadow from my Fantasy palette, and I'm just using this to blend out the end of her liner. I will have a link in the description box for this palette if I can find it. I believe it was only $12, so it wasn't expensive at all, y'all. Wasn't expensive at all. Now I'm going in with this pigment from Ashley Lee Cosmetics, and it's in the shade Silver Milky Way, and I'm just pressing this on the inner corners of her eye. You can really leave it matte if you would like that, but y'all know me, I always gotta do something extra. But this look was just so pretty, y'all. Everything about it was giving pretty, it was giving fall, it was giving what it was supposed to give, okay? All of that. But now we're moving on to the face. I went ahead and cleaned and moisturized her face off camera. Now I'm going in with my calamine lotion, and I'm using this to prime her skin. I like to focus this in the T-zone first, and then I go in and blend it out with my Real Technique sponge just to press it all around her skin. For all of you that are wondering, I buy my calamine lotion from Walgreens, and it is the Walgreens brand. For her foundation, I actually ended up mixing 2 shades. So right here, I'm going in with my Fit Me foundation, and it's in the color Deep Golden. And now I'm taking my Maybelline Color Stay foundation, and it's in the shade Caramel, Toffee Caramel, and I'm just going in with this dense foundation brush, and I'm using it to press those 2 shades in. And as y'all can see, they made her perfect match. To highlight her face, I'm going in with my e.l.f. Hydrating Concealer, and it's in the shade Medium Peach. To blend out the concealer, I'm going in with the same brush that I used to blend out her foundation. This is literally the exact same one, y'all. It still got the foundation on it and everything. I like to do this just because it makes everything just blend seamless. I'm gonna let the concealer under her eyes sit a little longer, and while I do that, I'm just gonna proceed to contouring. So to contour her face, I'm going in with my Juvia's Place foundation stick, and it's in the shade Katsina. And to blend it out, I'm going in with the same brush that I used to blend out her foundation and her highlight. I'm taking that same foundation stick on this eyeshadow brush, and I'm using it to sculpt out her nose. To further blend out her nose contour, I'm going back in with my Real Technique sponge. Taking a little bit more concealer, and I'm going down the bridge of her nose just to clean it up, and then I'm going to blend everything back out with that sponge. Now I'm just going to go ahead and blend the concealer under her eyes, and to do so, I'm using my Real Technique sponge. And yes, it is damp. To set the concealer, I'm going in with my Fit Me pressed powder, and it's in the shade Golden Door. Now I'm going in with my Morphe Loose powder in the shade Banana, and I'm using this to further set everything in place. To set the contoured areas of her face, I'm going in with my Black Radiance pressed powder, and it's in the shade Black Coffee. To set the remaining areas of her face, I'm going in with my Fit Me pressed powder, and it's in the shade Mocha. Next, I'm going to be trying out another new product, y'all. I bought this from the Family Dollar, and it was only $2, and I'm using this to line her waterline. And I already knew that this was going to be so pretty, y'all, but this just... it stole the show, okay? It really stole the show. The pop of blue and the waterline was just... it was everything. And like I said, I got it from Family Dollar. It was only $2. They had this color, and then they had a purple shade, and y'all already know I bought both because yeah, I just had to. But look how pretty that is. Now I'm going back in with that foundation brush, and I'm using it to press in any powder that I have resting on her face. Now I'm just going to spray her face with some setting spray to take away any type of powder cast and to really set the makeup into her skin. For lashes, I went in with these Cherry Blossom 3D 25mm lashes, and I purchased these from my local beauty supply store. I went ahead and cut them to fit her eyes off camera, and now I'm just applying them to her lash line. Now I'm just gonna have her open her eyes so I can separate the glue from her lower lash line. It's okay, y'all, it happens to the best of us, but these lashes were real cute. Last but not least, it's time to highlight her face, so I'm going in with a champagne colored eyeshadow from my Fantasy palette, and I'm using it to highlight the tip and the bridge of her nose, and I also applied some to the high points of her face. For her lips, I'm doing a nude type lip, so I'm outlining her lips first using my LA Colors Dark Brown Eyebrow Pencil. I use this in just about every video. I feel like some of y'all should really know my routine by now, but since I'm doing an ombre lip, I'm just going to outline her lips first, and then I'm going to go back in and fill in the corners. I forgot what I applied to the center of her lips, so I'll try to have it in the description box down below. But it was just some type of new liquid lipstick, y'all, and I'm just pressing it into her liner, and then I'm gonna go on top of that combination with a clear gloss, just because I wanted her lips to be popping. Okay, and once I have that all applied, that'll basically be the finished look, and we'll be getting into the grand reveal. So I'm just gonna let y'all watch.
Oh, you're so pretty. Pretty. This is pretty.
Girl. Okay, queens, it's the end of this video. As y'all can see, this tutorial was another success. She absolutely loved this look, and y'all already know I loved it as well. If you would like to see more videos like this, feel free to comment. I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Okay, make sure you subscribe, and don't forget to hit that like button. If you would like to see more client content, my Instagram will be listed in the description box down below. Make sure you go ahead and follow me while you're there. Bye bye, queens.